There he is.
Nice fish.
These fish are all beautiful.
That's what I like seeing is the quality of the fish.
Yeah,
Nice, clean.
All very nice.
White,
yeah, you know what? You see very, very few skinny fish.
Wow, nice fish. There we go.
That might be a little better.
Oh, that fish is screaming, Rick.
Wow.
You're watching Northeast Angling. We're proud to present inshore and offshore saltwater fishing. We cover every species from fluke and porgies to stripers, sharks, and tuna. You can learn more about techniques, tackle, and destinations at neangling.com. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Well, we're here today with Brian Rice, Jersey Devil Charters. What do you got in store for us?
Well, we're gonna drift bunkerhead this morning. We got a beautiful morning, big fish, 25 to 30 pound bass. There's some bluefish mixed in with them, but I think we'll get up underneath them and have a good day.
Now, Brian, it's the last week of May. We're fishing a couple miles south of the Verrazano Bridge. Is this usually prime time for these fish now?
Yes, Rich, it's about perfect time right now. The bass have spawned out. There's a lot of bass swimming around these waters. We've been fishing the whole north end of the bay here, and it's been phenomenal fishing the last few weeks.
Well, now, this is actually a very new technique for Andy and I, so I'm anxious to get started. How about you, Andy?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. But you know what? We're only about 30 miles from our home port out of Port Washington.
Okay.
So this is a very easy run for us. And be down here fishing South City. We might be here tomorrow if this all works out.
That's fine.
You might have some company.
We'll see you here in the morning. I'll be here tomorrow morning as well.
Well, let's move up on this piece.
Let's find some fish.
All right, Brian, we've dropped it in. Felt the bottom. What's the routine here?
Basically, we're fishing them. We're fishing the circle hooks, so we want to keep the reels locked up.
And then why the circle hooks?
I feel that they're better for the fish for mortality reasons. Number one. Number two, we've had good success with them.
Now this is that octopus circle hook that Gamakatsu uses.
Correct.
It's an 8-0, right?
Correct.
And you know the octopus circle is kind of almost a little bit of a hybrid there.
That's right, and we were saying that earlier that you can set up on them if you want to, but we try to discourage it.
Yeah, now we're fishing 4-ounce egg sinkers, 50-pound fluorocarbon, and basically what I'm trying to do now is try to slow this drift down a little bit.
Right.
We're cooking pretty good here, so I'm just bumping into reverse every now and then just to keep our baits in contact with the bottom. That's the right thing to do, right, Brian?
Correct, yeah, we want to slow the drift down a little bit. We're right in the middle of the tide. We'll find out the bite will start to pick up towards the end of the tide.
And now we're literally fishing half a bunkers here.
Correct.
Half a menhaden, pogie as they're called. We're cutting them pretty much on an angle. And
angle from the head to the anus, right?
I got you. I got to get used to this feeling the line come tight and not letting the fish
not
run
taking
and
the
setting
big
the hook,
swing.
Andy.
Right.
I don't know, it's going to be tough.
Rich has it right there.
Was that like the perfect circle hook technique right there?
That's the perfect
Let me tell you
circle
something. You do not have no idea how hard it was not to set the hook on that.
I understand it. We have that happen a lot.
Yeah, we're big J-hook fishermen. We like to take the big swing.
Right, right. Well,
It actually feels like a good fish.
with these Gamakatsus, they're not a true circle hook, so you can set up a little bit on them.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. This guy's up on
Oh,
top
that's
already.
a nice fish.
Yeah, nice
Right?
fish.
Get the net on that, Rich.
You want to net that fish,
Got it.
Andy? Yeah, I'll tell you.
That's not a bad start.
It's like, but you know, your first instinct for me is just to come
swing
back
at
and,
him
and feed him steel.
Right.
You ready, Andy?
Yeah, bring him up there.
Put him head first right in the net. I'm gonna right in the corner of the mouth too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Perfect hook shot.
hooked.
Nice net job.
Some line out there. Give you some room. All
That's not a
right.
bad start. Get him out of there. Go. Where's your fish? You unhook him.
I could do that.
Right there in the corner.
Got some sea lice on him. Now I got him under the gill plate, but I'm nowhere near the gills. And let me just pop that circle hook out. Very nice.
Good job.
Not a bad start, right?
Not at all.
So now this is, I guess, from what you were saying, a little below average?
A little below average for up here.
So we're going to see bigger fish in this. This fish got some sea lice on them also.
Right.
But we'll see some bigger ones in this, you think?
We'll see some bigger ones as the tide drops out a bit.
Okay. It's different, Andy. I mean,
well,
you and I are used to anchoring up and fishing these baits, and this is the first time I did it on a drift.
Well, you're right, and it's going to be a little bit of a change for us. I'm sure we're going to adapt to it, and let's get that fish back in the water.
Yep. Now his dorsal's up. I'm just going to let him go straight in.
He's going to just take right off.
And he's gone.
Nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
Good job.
Somebody pass me another bunkerhead there,
Another
maybe?
bunkerhead? There you go.
I'm starting to get into this. Now, I noticed there's a lot of people trolling around us. Do you do that also? Or?
Yes, we do. We've trolled the spoons up here.
Do you?
We troll Montauk bunker spoons.
Another productive method?
Correct.
And can you anchor up and set up on these fish?
We can anchor up and set up on them.
And you got a beautiful day. I can't get over this. The Raritan bridge in the background here, just.
Yeah, we're just a couple miles out of Coney Island, a couple miles from the bridge. What, 5 north of the Highlands here?
About 5-6 miles, right?
See the Statue of Liberty too. It's
We can go over and get hot dogs later at lunch.
There you go.
I guess it's a spot where the New Jersey and the New York anglers mix.
Yeah, sometimes not so friendly.
Did they
but
get
we do
along? I
mix.
was going to ask you that.
All right,
should we go back?
Yeah, we got to slide back up on the piece.
Back up on this drift again?
Down into the deep water. Let's move it
Let's
up.
pop them up.
A bit of a touch there, Brian. Oh, dude.
There you go.
Just like that.
Just like that. Just a little bit of pressure and just start reeling.
Yeah, tell us a little more about this rig that you're using here.
Well, basically, we're just using a Spro 230 pound with 50-pound fluorocarbon Yozuri Pink, the new carbon leader that they came out with a octopus Gamakatsu circle hook.
And that's that disappearing pink leader they call that, right?
Correct.
And
yeah.
an 8-0 hook, you said, right?
And the 8-0, correct.
I'll tell you what, it hooked this fish. This fish doesn't feel too bad. He's out in the current there.
Well, what I'll
Decent
do,
fish.
Andy, when you get that fish close, I'll slip this one in a holder,
Okay.
and I'll try to give you a hand with that one.
Or I can back here. It's
Either way, we'll get him.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a net fish. We'll see. It's not a bad fish.
I'm not used to fishing.
I'm sorry?
I'm not used to fishing.
Oh, that's right.
I usually don't really
Need to try to
fish.
catch. Andy, go right over the top of me.
Yeah.
Right over the top of
No,
me,
I'm
Andy.
good, Rich. I'm bringing him back. All right, now I better go over.
Right over the top of me.
Now you better do it. Now he's gonna do
Let
it.
me just hit you in the top of the head
Oh,
with this fish, okay?
I got to protect myself every now and then, you know?
You know, one of the things we want to do is these fish, when you get them near the boat, you don't have to overwork them. Basically, the fish is caught. I'm
Right.
going to need a little net help on this one.
That's not a bad fish, Andy. I'll get that.
Nice fish.
Keep him on the side of the boat.
A lot of male fish up in here,
Yeah,
we
that's
noticed.
that looks like another male. And you can tell
Right.
the male from the female's how, Brian.
Basically, it's a skinnier, longer fish. You know, have the distended stomach.
Okay.
Good looking fish. They're healthy.
That's a nice fish.
They are nice, clean fish.
You got him?
Yep.
All right.
And look at that. Hook was right in the
Nice.
corner of the mouth.
Right in the corner,
right
right?
out. Very pretty. And you're
Pretty
right. They
fish.
are healthy. They're in great
A
shape.
nice, clean fish.
You know, Andy, we
Beautiful fish.
talk about all the different ways that we go for striped bass, and you know, this is something that we really never tried by us.
Yeah. You know, I'm tempted
Coming
to try
down on
this.
these guys.
I'm going to get this guy back in
All
the water.
right, and we'll set up on another drift
No, we
here.
got a boat anchored up right in front of
Yeah,
us. So,
right.
Andy, why don't you grab my rod?
I've got it.
I'll touch us in reverse here to get
Okay,
away
yeah,
from these guys.
mine's out.
All right.
I got yours, Rich. Let's move up.
I think if I was anchored up and into a fight, I wouldn't be too happy if I had a boat drifting down on me.
Nah, that's one thing we have to be careful of. We had some guys yelling and screaming, you know, we're drifting through here, how can you anchor? But you have to respect
Hey.
everybody out here.
Courtesy is good. Everybody's got to
Right.
get along.
Everybody's got to
We
get
got
along.
that drift mark there, Rich. Let's go up and do it again.
Go back on it.
Visit the Northeast Angling website at neangling.com for nationwide saltwater charter directory, fishing news, and free fishing reports. You can also find dozens of techniques, tips, and tackle for every saltwater species. Now let's get back to the action.
Back here with Brian Rice, Jersey Devil Charters, miles south of Arizona Bridge, and Rich is hooked up into a decent one.
This
here.
one feels a little better.
It's
Andy.
like a good fish.
This
Pulling
one
the
feels
boat
a little
backwards.
better.
Well, I'll tell you.
Can anything pull the boat backwards in this
I
tide?
don't know. Between that and the engine, we're good, right?
I can honestly say it is probably one of the strongest tides we've ever drifted
We've
for
got
bass.
a 3 mile an hour current here, and we got the boat in reverse to stem us so we can just keep our baits on the bottom. And you know, this is like, I feel like we're fluke fishing in the vineyard here.
It's incredible.
Oh, I just found the bottom with my rig.
Oh, he just found the
And
bottom.
Rich is really working this fish. Now,
Yeah.
Brian, what time of year do you get this bite?
We get this bite. We started about 2 weeks ago, about the last week or so, or the last 2 weeks in May, and we'll get it all the way through through June for the most part.
I'm gonna lift this fish on the side.
Yeah, there you go. I'll tell you what, even Even it is a respectable fish, but in this
Decent
current,
fish.
they feel like monsters.
That they
Everything
do.
feels big.
When you see them
Everything
start to
feels
swim
big.
up tide, they're good, strong, healthy fish.
And to give you an idea, we're fishing a whole half a bunker. And a fish this size just jumps right all over.
Jumps all
And
over.
Rich said a whole half a bunker. It's a whole bunker with a cut, a diagonal cut in the tail.
Well,
Right.
actually, you can pass me one of those.
Yeah.
You want one of those?
Sure. Let him go.
That's been the bait. And we're just trying to do our best to keep it right on the bottom.
Let me take a look at this thing. Let me see this
There
thing.
we go.
Look at the size of this bait. I mean, it's just,
Big bait.
you're fishing a real big bait here. Now, you prefer hooking them in the belly with the circle hook, you said,
Correct.
right? So just real soft,
like that.
in, out.
Just a little bit.
And that's
Yep, you don't
basically
have to go too deep.
Okay.
I'll go back in.
All right, guys, let's do it. Now this current is screaming here, Brian, so
Right.
obviously it didn't make a lot of sense with that drift approach. We didn't have a very good presentation.
Correct.
So what's our plan now?
And basically, we're going to do a similar presentation, just going to hook them a little differently with the heads and drop them back on the bottom on the anchor.
All right, so we're anchored now and we're just working our baits back to the fish. Not too far from the boat, right? You just bounce it along.
Just bounce it along right from the transom and just work them back in the slick.
Actually, when we pulled up here, we've seen some beautiful marks on the machine. I'm actually looking back and I'm seeing some more marks right on the bottom.
Yeah.
I just got a little bit of a pickup here, guys.
There you go, Andy.
go.
Very nice.
Okay. Might have gotten you there at the same time,
Yep.
Brian. Now you're over me.
There we go.
You're over me a couple of times.
There we go.
Hit one, pearl
Yep.
two.
There we go. And you know, so what's happening is when your presentation's bad, you really got to say, all right, you know what? We tried this. We gave it the college try.
Right.
Couldn't pull fish. Let's go and try something else.
Always have to be able to adapt to the different conditions.
That's a good call. That's very important. I mean, when you got a tide running that strong, it's
You
just
just-
very tough to make a drift. That's not a bad
Yep.
fish, Andy.
Well, you know, either way with this current, feels like a great fish.
You want some help with him, or you
I'm
got
gonna
him?
look
You got
right
him?
at both side here,
Okay.
and you know, right again, once again that circle hook right in the corner of his
Right.
mouth.
Now,
Yeah.
Brian, technique-wise, while you're doing this, do you feel like, I mean, obviously we're fishing sliders, egg sinkers.
Right.
You feel like you're better off working your bait back every now and then? You drop some line back, or?
Some days we are better. It depends on the conditions. It's real flat calm today, so it might make a little more sense to work the baits a little more.
Andy, were you dropping that one back when he hit, or what were you doing?
I was actually bouncing it back in
Right.
the current,
Right.
and all of a sudden just felt this little bit of a pickup, gave it a little more, and the fish was on.
Okay. Well, I mean, you know, things like that are important, because some days, you know, you can keep a bait stationary in one spot, and some days you want them to float back a little.
Exactly.
Now,
Exactly.
Brian, what do we got? A male fish here.
It's another male fish. Most of the fish that we've been catching have been males.
All right.
Right.
Well, let's get these fish are in good shape with
No.
this current. It doesn't take a lot to release them.
No.
Definitely not. See if we can get another one up.
Off he goes.
Good job, Andy.
Give me another bait. Let me get back in the water.
Come into the bucket.
The magic bucket.
Brian, you hooked up again?
Yep. I got a fish
Nice.
on here.
Well, I'll tell you what. This is kind of a weird spot. Right now, the current across the surface is going
Right.
out, but
Right.
underneath, the tide's coming in. So when your baits get down, it's like our flushing our baits back up under
Back
the boat.
up under the boat.
Bringing 'em right
That's
back to
exactly
us.
right.
Yeah.
The river's flowing out still, but the tide's coming in.
Brian, what'd you have on there? Did you have a chunk or a head on
I
there?
had a head on this one, Rich.
You know,
So-
yeah,
We got a couple of choices here. You know, I've actually got a whole bunker on this one that I've been trying to bounce back. Limited success because of the current. And Rich, what do you got on yours?
I have a head on this one.
Okay. And then I got a body chunk on this one, so a little bit longer, a little further out. Just trying to see what seems to be the most effective.
You know, from our experiences also, we always tended, while we were chunking, to land the bigger fish on the heads.
Right. No, you're right.
Right.
And it's something about bass wanting to take baits head first.
No, I agree with you.
You know, and a lot of times that's the deal there. Is they're going to try and get that fish head first. Oh, that fish is really working up the current on you, huh?
Right.
He's gotten up into the top.
Gotten
He's
up
really
into the-
working hard. There he goes.
There he comes.
Oh, nice fish.
Nice
That's a
fish.
better one.
That's a good one.
Could be our first female.
Well, you
Could
know what?
be.
I think I'm going to do the net duties.
Okay. Just come in there
Slide
head
him in,
first.
drop his head. Go
That's it.
down.
Brian, you notice like when you pick one, the other rods sometimes have a tendency of going also? Does it
Absolutely.
come through in spurts?
Absolutely. The fish are just up on these flats here, just coming in spurts.
Yeah, I noticed
going
like,
up.
sometimes I think you get their adrenaline flowing or something like that.
Well,
and,
that's a lot of guys.
you know, those fish will turn on.
Right, a lot of guys are upset about the bluefish, but we find that We catch most of our fish when the bluefish are attacking the bait.
You know what? I've always said that also. I mean,
Right.
competition when it comes to this fish is everything.
And believe it or not, the bass usually win out.
Yeah, and you notice that the bass get a lot more aggressive when there's
Correct.
bluefish around
Yep.
too. Earlier in the season, when you don't have a lot of bluefish around, these fish tend to be a little bit more lethargic.
Right.
They pick up a bait with not as much aggression
Right.
as when the bluefish are around.
They like today, it's it's real calm. Bluefish don't seem to be really bothering us, and it's
But their presence
Just a
is
nice-
here, which
nice little bite, right,
I
but they're
couldn't agree with you more.
We've won a lot of tournaments where we're just inundated with bluefish, and you just keep picking through the fish and
Weed your way through them.
weed through them. That's all. Just
I think the bluefish
through 'em.
sometimes do chew up a lot of baits, like live bunker, drop pieces everywhere.
Right.
The bass kind of lose their natural caution.
Yeah.
You end
Right.
up with some screaming hits.
You know, that's the other thing we really didn't touch on either, is, we're sitting here from right in front of Verrazano, maybe a couple miles south of the Verrazano, and you got a constant flow of bunker schools coming through here right now.
Well, you saw them on the screen, right?
Yeah, we marked a lot, and I mean, we have them in the Western Sound also, Andy, but we marked a couple of big patches of bunker schools here before we anchored up.
And we certainly have a couple of bluefish here as well.
Right.
It's got to be helping our body.
It's a good mix.
Well, guys, you know what? The way this current's going, we're going to have to shift a little bit, get back on the other side of the bank here. We kind of slid off of it.
Might not
So
sound
let's
like a
just
bad
pick them
idea.
up and we'll slide back over and re-anchor.
Okay.
Visit the Northeast Angling YouTube channel for hundreds of videos, including full-length episodes, exciting clips, product reviews, and instructional videos. And now, the exciting conclusion of Northeast Angling.
Well, we're back here with Brian Rice, Jersey Devil Charters, chasing down some striped bass a mile south from the Verrazano Bridge.
Andy, look, I got a good one on there now.
Yeah, it feels like a nice fish.
This tide is screaming.
It's still it's screaming now. We got incoming tide.
And we're using 4-ounce egg sinkers,
Right.
8/0 circle hooks, right down on the bottom, and I'll tell you, it's been a heck of a day. We've seen quite a few fish today in the 20-pound class.
Right.
Andy's got a good one on now. Let's see what he can do with it.
And one thing we did is we had to wait out the tide and spin around the other way before these fish got biting again. And we've been marking fish the whole time, and then we just couldn't get them to bite while the tide was standing.
Right.
And now they're finally starting to pick up. And this isn't a bad little bass.
See him, Andy?
Yeah, I got him. Work him over here.
Let me know if you need a net for that
I'm
fish.
gonna come across with him. Well, you know what it is, this
Come
current.
down.
Tell you what, guys, one thing that's nice about this current is every fish feels great. There we go.
Andy, you had a head on there?
Yeah, I had actually the bunker head, and I was actually bouncing it back in
Were
the
you?
current.
Right.
Even though I do have a sinker on, I was, coming off the bottom, just bouncing back. Let's get
This fish is juiced.
Yeah.
Isn't it? One thing I always say is every fish has an attitude.
They all do, and
Some
the
want to
little
fight and some
the smaller ones seem to have a real attitude.
Well, this one definitely has an
And
attitude.
this one spent a little time working these currents.
Yeah, that's for sure.
All right.
See if we can drag him up
Yeah,
the
we'll
side
get him. I'm
there.
gonna get him right
Gonna
over
bring
here.
him up this side here.
I got him there. Lift him
That
up.
fish looks like it was eating well through that fish.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, in this current, it's like, they don't need much reviving. They don't even hardly get tired.
not at all. You're better off just unhooking them right at both sides and letting them go.
Got him, Andy.
Yep. There he is.
Nice fish.
These fish are all beautiful.
That's what I like seeing is the quality of the fish. The nice,
they're
clean,
all very
nice
nice.
white.
Yeah, you know what? You see very, very few skinny fish here.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, all these fish
well,
seem to be eating very well.
Got
Very
some
healthy
eating
fish.
Well, you can see all the bait on the screen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, let me get this guy back and get him on his way. Well, this is starting to get a little nasty out here. We better start thinking about. Oh,
Here we
Rich
go.
is on
Here we
fish.
go.
Well, guys, no matter what this is, Rich, we can start thinking about bailing out of
Yeah,
here.
this wind
Yeah.
came up out of nowhere. You get this, you said, in the
south-
afternoons?
Southeast, we get this in the afternoons. I'm surprised it was this late.
Really?
Yes.
This actually feels like a decent fish.
All right.
You know what, Andy? I got this one on a tail chunk.
Oh, did you
Yeah.
really?
Well,
We've been fishing pretty much heads and bodies most of the
here,
day.
let me get out of the way here for
I
you,
don't
Rich.
think this one's a bluefish, not the way he's staying
No,
down.
it's got a lot more weight.
I get out of the way for you.
All right, let me just slip
There
back
you go.
past you here.
Actually, Andy, if you want to grab that net.
All right,
That might work.
I'll
absolutely.
grab the net. I'll grab the net.
Drop this in the holder. Oh, you got it.
Got it?
Yep.
There we go. Come on, baby. Where are you? Wow, I'll tell you, in this current, boy, these fish really put the screws to you.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Brian, you weren't kidding.
Oh, Brian?
Yep, yep.
Hey, that's my rod. Brian, you weren't kidding when you said, you know, you're going to see some action here and some really nice quality fish, because this bite's been great.
It's
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
we've been
He's
fortunate
taking line
today.
again.
Get him out of there, Rich.
I'm
There you
trying,
go.
Andy, I'm trying. Where is he? Where is he?
Okay. Oh, nice fish.
Nice
That's
fish.
a good fish.
There you go.
I got him.
All right. Take him right into the
All right.
net. There you go.
Good job.
Got the tip there? Got him.
All
Nice
There we
fish.
go.
That'll work, right?
That'll work.
Nice.
Got a little bit of sunshine just came back out on us. The
That's it.
wind kicked up like crazy.
Oh, that is a solid fish.
That'll work. That'll definitely work.
That's
Right
a
at the
real
top
nice
of the mouth,
fish.
like those circle hooks are supposed to do, right?
Right there.
Boom, right out.
That was great.
Thank you for watching Northeast Angling. You can learn more about techniques, tackle, and destinations as seen on this show at neangling.com. See you on the water.